If you are going out here and wholesaling real estate without a plan that is clearly a plan to fail, you are going to go nowhere. You're going to make no money in wholesaling real estate. You see, the problem is so many wholesalers want to know, how do I become successful? How am I going to make all this money in wholesaling real estate? How am I going to get rich and successful and all these things? And the dang truth here is, if you can have an actual plan, an actual execution of what you need to do every single day, you will go out here and have a ton of success in this business. The problem is, most wholesalers out here, they don't know what to do. They are beyond confused of how they can become successful in wholesaling real estate. And what I want to do today is tell you exactly your plan in 2026 on how you are going to go out here and get a ton of wholesaling deals. The thing about it is, if you don't know what you're doing, and I think the worst thing anybody in the wholesaling real estate space can do is they wake up in the morning and say, what do I do today? How do I get a deal? And if you don't know what you have to do every single day, you are screwed. You are done. There's nothing you're going to do. And so what I'm doing today is giving you a complete 2026 wholesaling real estate plan. We are currently two weeks away, basically, from 2026. And a lot of y'all don't know what you're going to be doing in 2026 for wholesaling. We have interest rates cutting. We have the whole game pretty much in a tailspin. No one's knowing what's going on. And this is the perfect time to strike, when buyers are going to be buying more than ever right now. And with interest rates going down and probably the new Fed chair going nuts with rates, we have very, very juicy times ahead of us in wholesaling. And if you know exactly what you need to be doing, it's game over for everyone. If you actually know exactly what you got to be doing, you are going to be having a ton of success. So let's break this down. We are live. We are ready to go. We are excited to learn wholesaling real estate today. And if you are excited to go, let me know in the comments. Guys, let me know, where in the world are you coming from? We are live on everything now. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, Facebook. Guys, if you are currently live, let me know, where in the world are you? I would love to know where you're wholesaling from, and we're ready to go. We got a fat deal today, so I'm a little amped up. I'm ready for you guys to get going. So we got Atlanta in the house. What is going on? We are pumped up, ready to go. Denver, Jacksonville in the house here. We got St. Louis, Missouri. There we go. Let's go. All righty. Love it, love it, love it. All righty. Okay. Spain, Dallas, Kansas, Frisco, Jackson, Akron. Got everyone everywhere. Love it, love it, love it. All righty. I like to see it. All righty. So let's break this all down. Let's get it going. So if you want to succeed and you want the richest, most jacked, successful wholesaler of all time to give you the game plan to succeed, I'm going to break it down right now. So first and foremost, if you actually want to get some deals, a lot of cash, the first rule, the first thing I think everybody watching this must know is, I feel like everyone getting started needs to learn what I'm calling the rules of the game. Now, what I call the rules of the game here is, if you want to start having success in wholesaling, you need to know exactly the right list to be pulling, the right scripts, how to close sellers, all those things in wholesaling, right? You have to know this stuff. The majority of everyone going into wholesaling, right, they try to call sellers and they try to close sellers, and they have absolutely zero or no clue at all on how to close a motivated seller. They don't know what to tell. They don't even know what script to be saying. And that's where a majority of you guys are behind the eight ball, because you don't even know what to say to get a deal. You don't know how to qualify. You don't know how to comp properties. And so I think, as a prerequisite for everybody on here, okay, we need to first understand that we got to understand the rules of the game. And so the first thing, if you want to have success in wholesaling, is you have to know how the rules of this game are being done, and how to get started. And so I tell everyone, and again, just being honest, okay, you need to learn how to wholesale real estate. And the best way to learn wholesaling real estate, again, I'm going to plug it once, is I have a free wholesaling course. I think everybody in here knows that. It is called freewholesaling.com, right here on Instagram, freewholesaling.com. And that's where I teach how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. Anybody is invited to go on that course. is my course, my community, whatever you want to call it, and it's completely for free. And I will hold anyone's hand and teach them how to wholesale real estate completely for free. The problem is the majority of people on here do not know exactly how to pull government lists. They don't know how to get a pre-foreclosure list. They don't know how to do any of these things. I teach it all for free inside of freewholesaling.com. The majority of people on here are already inside that community, which is awesome. But we got a lot of people who are brand new every single day that join this YouTube channel, that they join our social medias, and they're like, Zach, how do I get started? What do I need to start doing? And I think the first thing everyone needs to know is go to freewholesaling.com, just learn the basics. Watch some live recordings of me talking to cash buyers, talking to sellers, closing deals, finding actually good deals, showing exactly where these great deals are. And eventually, time after time after time after time and after time, you're like, wow, I'm just watching Zach do it live. That's all I got to do. And so if you go to freewholesaling.com, I teach exactly how to do it absolutely for free. So that is where I'd first and foremost go. Just go to freewholesaling.com, learn exactly how to wholesale real estate completely for free. So now we know the rules of the game here. We have to start doing what I'm calling game planning. Okay, this is our 2026 game plan for success. But what I think everyone should do as just a minimum for success in wholesaling real estate is you should go out here and make a plan. Now, everyone's plan in wholesaling they're going to be very different. I think everybody in here has a different plan of what success means to them, but I think everyone in here has the same kind of goals. So let me know in the comments, guys, what are your goals for 2026? Okay, what are your goals? Is your goal in 2026 to make 100 grand, $1 million? I had a guy the other day say, Zach, I would make $10 million wholesaling real estate next year. Like, where in the world are you guys going out here and trying to get your wholesaling deals? Where in the world? Where are you looking to get wholesaling deals? That is a big, big, big thing. I'm curious for a lot of people. Where do you guys, okay, go out here and want to get in your success? So Elias on TikTok says, Zach, I just want to make $2,000 a month. Let's see. We'll make $2,000 a month. That's not bad at all. Who we got? We want to get your first deal, 5 deals in 2026. So let's see. All right, that's not bad. Okay. Let's see. All right, it's not bad. What do we want? I'll make 20 grand a month. Okay. So let's figure all this stuff out. Okay. Paul wants to make 30 grand a month. So let's just do the math really quick. Okay. So we're all talking about making a plan. I think everybody in here has different goals of what they want. Junior wants to make 100 grand a month. That's great. Let's see exactly where you're at right now. So let's go out here and let's do a little breakdown here. Okay. James wants to get his first deal. So I think some things are a lot easier than others. So let's go out here and hop on the handy dandy sketch pad here. And let's break this all down. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's talk about the first thing. All right. So everyone has to have a plan. So for Paul here, he says he wants to make $30,000 a month. It's not a bad plan. I don't think he's completely wrong on this plan. So you got to remember here, if you want to go out here and make $30,000 every single month, on average, you're probably going to be about 2 deals every single month. Okay, you want to do 2 wholesaling deals a month. So if Paul's plan is to go out here, and I'm going to move right here. What's best? Let's move it right here. Okay. If Paul's plan is to make $30,000, which is 2 deals a month, let's just reverse engineer the math. Now, this is where people start saying, oh, Zach's just speaking crazy. He's speaking nuts. I don't think I'm speaking nuts at all. I'm actually going out here and speaking the truth. But okay, let's go out here and talk about this. So if you want to go out here and make $30,000 a month, I would probably tell you that 2 deals a month can come from a majority of factors. So if you want to for example, let's make this red so we understand the data. All right, that's way better. If you want to go out here and cold call, right? If you want to go out here and cold call, I'm probably going to say you're probably going to have to make about 5,000 calls a month to get one deal. So we're multiply that 2. You're probably going to be making roughly 10K calls a month. Now, if you want to text, I would probably tell you, if it's a government list, maybe 4,000. So I'll probably say 4,000 texts for a deal, multiply that by 2, 8,000 texts, right? And if you want to go out here and let's say you want to go nuts, you want to drive for dollars, right? You want to drive for dollars and maybe call that list or something like that. You probably need about 500 to get a deal, times that by 2, 1,000 driving for dollars leads, right? So if Paul wants to go out here and make $30,000, he needs to make a decision. Does he want to go out here and call 10,000 people? Does he want to text 8,000? Does he want to go out here and just do 1,000 drive? It's whatever he wants, right? He could say, hey, I want to call 5,000 people and I want to text 4,000 people. And he should be able to hit his goal of 2 deals a month, no problem. But here's the thing Paul has to do. Okay. Hopefully I'm not calling you out, Paul, in a bad way, but he has to hit these numbers every 30 days. Actually, just do 25 days. So Monday through Friday. So that means, let's just take it 9,000. So that means in 30 days, in the next, let's call it January 2026. So in January 2026, if Paul can go out here and make 5,000 calls, divide that by 25, and hit his 4,000 texts, divided by 25, he is going to have to do, and again, I got to do my math because I'm crazy. He is going to have to make, let's do it in red so it's pretty obvious, but he has to go out here and make 200 calls, and then that's going to just be 4, so divided by that should be 160, and 160 texts a day. There we go. That's all Paul has to do. If Paul can show up every single day, okay, if he could show up every single day for 30 days in January and make 200 calls a day without quitting, and he can send 160 texts out a day, he is going to win. But here's the problem. Here's where it gets crazy. You got to show up every day. You can't quit. You can't say, oh, I wanted to do it for a day or two and then I didn't feel like doing it. You got to show up every single dang day to do this. That's where the majority of wholesalers start having their issues because they don't want to do it every single day. That's too much work. That's difficult. Of course it's difficult, man. And so what I'm personally thinking here coming into 2026 is whatever your goals are, whatever your crazy goal is, just reverse engineer the math. Now, I know this sounds crazy, and we're going to get even nuttier. Like, okay. So, for example, if you want to go out here, and this is kind of a funny one, World to Mars. Like, I want to get my first wholesaling deal. Okay. So, if you want to get your first wholesaling deal, I mean, okay. This sounds so crazy. Okay. Let's do a clean slate. You want to get your first wholesaling deal. All you have to do is, I would probably say, if you can call 5,000 government lists, right? Divide by that 365 days. All right. You most likely will get a deal. So 5,000 divided by 365. If you just made 14 calls a day, you will get a wholesale deal eventually. In a year, you'll easily get your first wholesaling deal. But here's the problem. You have to make 14 calls a day. Every day for an entire year straight, you will get at least one $20,000 deal. You could literally make your 14 calls on the toilet. I don't really even care. But you'd make an extra $15,000, $20,000. Now, if you multiply by 10, if you multiply that by 10, then here's the fun part. If you multiply that by 10 deals, you're easily making 100K a year. 100K a year, just going out here making 140 calls a day, which should probably take you 2 hours. So if anyone in here wants to have a simple, hey, bro, I want to work 3 hours a day, and make 100 grand a year, all you need to do, and this is how powerful consistency is. See, a lot of people say, I want to make 100 grand. It's like, I want to go out here and make $100,000 a year. Bro, all you have to do is make 140 calls a day, which is like 2-3 hours at most. That's it. But how many people in here, and again, I get a little hyped up. How many people in here can actually sit down for 2 hours a day and just make calls? The majority of people can't do that. I know it sounds dumb. Work 3 hours a day to make 100 grand a year. Who in here would love to clock into work at 4 o'clock and be done at 7? Who here would, if they could guarantee they make 100 grand in 2026 if they just clock into work at 4 p.m. and clock out at 7 p.m.? Who in here would take that job? Guaranteed. Not wholesaling, just any job in the world. You would be like, I would do that. Are you serious? 3 hours? Done. You know why? Because it's guaranteed. Okay, it's guaranteed. All right. The thing is, wholesaling real estate is not, quote, guaranteed. But I'll tell you about statistics. Okay. It's not guaranteed, all right, that you can run a mile in under 6 minutes. But if you run 6 miles a day and you eat less than 2,000 calories a day, if you eat less than 2,000 calories a day and you can run 6 miles a day, I guarantee you can probably run a mile in under 6 minutes. It's just statistics. It's just, let's listen to ChatGPT. I'm actually curious on what the statistics are. If I eat less than 2,000 calories a day and run 6 miles a day, what is the probability I can run a 6-minute mile in a year? Okay, let's actually look at this. I'm just genuinely curious about this. Let's see. So ChatGPT says the time frame would probably be, oh boy. So statistically, ChatGPT says 80%. Okay, I think it's way more than that, but okay. Okay, so it's saying roughly 80. I'd probably say 90%. So here's the thing about wholesaling. I have the deepest, okay, like the deepest, craziest, most like statistical odds in wholesaling because I've been teaching wholesaling for over 6 years now, 6-7 years. I've been wholesaling for over 9. And what I've always found is on average, every about 1,000 contacts, on average, for cold calling, texting, whatever, every about 1,000 contacts, I get one wholesaling deal. So if I get like a 15-20% response rate every 5,000 calls, it's a deal. But if you add government lists in the mix, it's even better. And so if you just want to know, like this is what I did in college. Again, I was dumb. I was an idiot, but I was making money. In college, I would cold call from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. every single day on a triple line dialer. I have no embarrassment over this. It's all I did. And I was making over 200 grand a year, 250 as a 19-year-old. That's all I did. And I was solo, triple line dialer in college. Okay. Just banging calls out in my dorm room. Okay. And it was so sad. And I wasn't pulling government lists. I wasn't doing anything crazy or sexy. And so going back, if I was able to pull government lists and call for 2 hours a day, that's all I'd need. But all I'm asking for anybody in here, if you can dedicate 2 hours, most of you guys spend way more time on your phones, on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, than it is to spend 2 hours. Guys, I'll go live for there's plenty of live streams. I'll go live for like 3 hours. How about you just call for 2 or 3 hours? I go live for this time. Or you go cold call at this time, right? A lot of you guys cold call while listening to me. I think that's pretty cool too. But the majority of you guys and gals, if you just put 2 hours a day into calling, your whole life will be changed. It's just so funny to me. It is so dang funny to me. It's all it takes. It's all a choice you have. Okay. So if you're watching this and you want to have success, I think that's the first statistical plan you need to be making. Okay. Outside of that, right, you got to make your plan. So you got to know what you got to do. So if you want to go out here and do 100 grand a year, it's 10 deals on average, maybe even 9. All right. Figure out the data points. Go to freewheelson.com, learn exactly where to pull the right lists, use the right softwares we have like XLeads, and you are going to be set for success. And now, the first thing we have to start budgeting out and planning for is what I call your time budget. You see, the business plan that I think everybody in wholesaling needs to have is what I call a time budget. And basically what this means is you're going to make a budget for your time. You're going to make an actual real man schedule. Okay. Not a little sissy schedule, not a little girly schedule. Okay. Unless you're girly, I guess that's cool. But you need a schedule for the day, like non-negotiables. You need to know what you're doing. You see, the problem a lot of y'all youngins start doing, if you look at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., right? Most of y'all wholesalers, right? You'll go like from 9 to 12. You'll just like chill out, quote, chill. Maybe you'll go like 12 to like 4 p.m. You'll go out here and study like wholesaling stuff. And then maybe you'll go out here and do a little driving for dollars or whatever you want. Like your day is just filled with whatever I feel like doing. And I think that's one of the biggest problems we have in wholesaling. Okay. I think what you and a majority of wholesalers watching this really should start working on is I think most of you guys and gals need to have a completely different thought process on how to use your time. Okay. I always like this. I've always said this. I don't care what time of the day you're doing your wholesaling. I mean, it can be 5 p.m. is probably 5 to 7 is best for calling and texting. But I'll probably tell you this. If you want to know what schedule I think should work best for you, I always say a 3-1-1 approach. So that means for every 5 hours of wholesaling you do, which I think everyone here hopefully put 5 hours a day, maybe 3, really depends. But if you had 15 hours, then it would be 9-3-3. But 3 hours needs to be 3 hours of 5 need to put towards marketing, 1 hour on acquisitions, and 1 hour on dispo and finding buyers. If you want to set up your time correctly, that's what you do. You don't go call, you don't study, you just do what you got to do. And so what I like to really think about is you have these non-negotiable times. I personally would say if you have nothing you're going to do about in the day, I think 2 to 7 p.m. every single day should be your marketing time. That if you are somebody who's wholesaling full time, I think 2 to 7 p.m., unless you have to go to an appointment or close somebody over the phone, is your non-negotiable time for finding deals. This is when you call. This is when you text. This is when you do all these things. Okay, you're going to call. You're going to text your sellers. Whatever you're going to do, right? But this is your non-negotiable times. No matter what you do, you don't go to the gym. You don't go call Sheila on the phone. You don't do any of this stuff, okay? You just go out here and market and find deals. This is where a lot of people don't have their schedules right. They don't know what they're doing. If you can go out here and just have it set up, hey, this is the list I'm pulling. This is the data set I got. I had the skip tracing done. I'm ready to start going and attacking it. This is what we got to start doing. Calling, texting, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I think the majority of people need to be looking at their time correctly. So many people, they don't want to do it. I don't know why. And then that is your time budget. And I think before then you can start finding buyers. So you can go start finding buyers before that. So you can do your dispo, and then you can obviously go do a little bit of dispo there. And I think you do a lot of your acquisitions and follow-ups during the day. But the majority of your time, you have to start producing leads and making offers. Leads and offers. That is the offer generation, the lead generation. This is exactly where the majority of people need to get started. And I have a problem with people that don't prioritize getting leads, because that is going to be the first and foremost, the lifeline of your wholesaling business. Majority of you guys aren't doing that, and that is causing a massive issue with you. So kind of going from the top here, you have to set up your time budget. Now, the next budget I think everyone should be having, even if you don't have one, is you need your money budget. You see, your money budget and your time budget need to be in alignment here. You see, a lot of wholesalers, they'll come to me with some pretty crazy requests about their specific life situation. Okay, I've been told by people plenty of times that they have 4 kids. They're a single dad with 4 kids. They work 7 jobs, not 7. Single dads, 4 kids. They work 3 jobs, and they have $0 in budget, and they want to work 30 minutes a day and make $1 million a year in wholesaling. And I have to break it to these men and women that just doesn't happen. That is not a real thing. That actually you don't succeed in wholesaling by doing that. Okay. And then I got people who say, Zach, I have 5 hours, like a $400 a month budget. Like, what do I do? It's easy, right? So I think we have to set up a money budget also. And I know that gets very sensitive to people because some people don't have the money for wholesaling. Some people do. I would tell most people, Zach, how much should I put into this business? It's kind of a weird question. So I think it's such a weird thing to explain too, because it's like, it's definitely a spectrum. And what I mean by this is, if you look at like how I got started in wholesaling real estate, right? I got started by putting about $300 into bandit signs. I spent about $300 a month on bandit signs, and that got my first deal. I think that's a really happy medium. I honestly, I think $300 a month or less is where everyone should be doing. I don't think you should be really spending anything more. I think at the most you should be spending maybe $1,000 a month if you're somebody with a ton of money, right? So again, this is going to be the spectrum I think a lot of people are going to be at, right? How much time, actually, no. How much effort, no, actually, it's not done the right way. Let's do it in okay, I can do it like this. It's actually way easier. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's put in the middle right here. $300 a month. Okay. Then you can go out here. You can even spend $1,000. I can't spell today. Put about $1,000 a month into this business. Or you can go out here and spend, $100, or you can spend literally 0, right? Now, the way I want to kind of convey this is show the amount of time that you have to put into this business. The amount of time. So let's see. I think leads per hour is probably the best. Nah. How do I show this the right way? I mean, yeah. I mean, we can show it like this, but I'm just going to put effort. Okay. We'll put this in a matrix like this. I'm trying to convey this the right way, but it's mostly going to be effort. Okay. So if you do not want to put too much effort, like you don't want to put too much time in wholesaling real estate, go out here and spend a ton of money. Like if you spent $1,000 a month on VAs to call list for you, it is really not that much work. Okay. Like it's really simple. You pull a list, you pay your VAs, you pay the cash, and really it's the business is easy, right? You're spending money on X leads, so you don't have to skip trace. They produce the lead, you close them, you find the cash buyers, you make your money, you repeat it, and you have a great day, right? Easy, simple, having a great time. Now, on the lower end, if you have money but you don't really have too much, but you don't want to kill yourself, right? You put like $100 a month to something like X Leads, and you should be fine. But if you have $0, you're going to be having to put maximum effort. Angela, you have to put maximum effort. I know it's not fair, but here's the problem in wholesaling. The people that are spending, $100 to $1,000 a month, they are working 90% less than the people who have $0. And I want to convey this. And of course, I'm the type of guy that loves wholesaling. I'm the one that gets passionate. I'm the one that starts screaming in front of a camera and telling you that, yes, you could have absolutely no money at all. You can be super broke, living in the worst situation possible. $0 to your name, and you can go out here and make $100,000 in the next 2 or 3 months. That's exciting. Whoa! Love that, right? Yeah! Boom! But you also should have the expectation. So if I have no money, I'm going to have to work really hard. It's going to be absolutely brutal. Okay. But I will tell you this. If you have even $100, you probably cut your time in by half because you're not manually skip tracing on it. Now you're texting sellers and calling. That's even way less time. But now if you have a VA doing the calling for you, way easier. And then you got direct mail. You do your PPC. You can go crazy, right? The more money you spend, the way less effort you're putting generating leads. But you are giving money kind of in exchange for this. So just understand when it comes to wholesaling that you are putting way more effort the less money you spend. And there's a lot more time you have to put in. So if you're somebody who says, hey, I have a time budget, right? I can't have too much time, then you're going to have to throw money. If you don't have much money, you have to expect to put more time in this business. So I think a lot of people get very confused. And so I think the first thing we should do is be very clear on how much money that we have to invest as a budget every single month. Is it $100, 200, 300, 400, 500? I would probably tell most people, and this is just me being real with everyone, I spent $300. I think that's a really good range. I would probably say for most people when it comes to a money budget, I think $300 is always going to be the best by far, going to be the best like budget range. You're not really risking much and you're not working like in a way that makes you just hate your life. And all $300 is really going to give you is about $100 will give you a software like xleads.com, which is basically, it's like an all-in-one. So basically they'll have a dialer, they'll have SMS, CRM, skip tracing data, right? I mean, all that stuff, right? All that stuff's included. It's about like $97. And then from there, you could probably go out here and drop, I would say $100 on text blasting. That's about 10,000 texts you can send out every single month, which isn't bad. And then roughly you're probably going to be $60 for a dialer. So the X Leads, you can pay for an X Leads dialer. So you can just go call, and you're calling, texting. You're like 260. I mean, maybe you can add some more texting on here. So 15,000 texts. You're texting, you're calling. You're not like throwing too much money on here. Like you're not killing yourself on here, right? Then you got the dispo. You got a great software. That's probably where I'd take most people for a time and money budget. Now, if you're somebody that says, hey, Zach, I have like a $0 budget. What do? I mean, I'll probably push you more towards drawing for dollars. I'll push you towards our free things. I mean, I'd probably say reverse drawing for dollars is great too. I would probably say you can pull a bunch of government lists. I'd throw you into True People Search. Everyone thinks this is like what I tell everyone to do. I only tell this to people who have absolutely no money. Okay, I would not really recommend this for a beginner because of how much effort it is. But you can go government list, True People Search, call them on a Google Voice and go nuts, right? Anyone can go out here and do this. Having a little bit of budget just makes your life way, way, way easier. And I'm trying to stop people getting this business and just quit after a month. Like, this is way too much work. So putting a $300 a month budget is great. But I don't want to feel like I'm not like including the little guy or somebody who has like no money at all. I would tell you a system like this, if you don't get a deal a month, is probably going to be pushing 60 hours. every single week. If you had $300, you could probably get away with about 30 hours a week. And if you had a VA, you could probably be at like 10 to 15 hours a week if you had like $1,000 a month for a budget, right? So it really depends on your budgets. And then obviously you increase the money, you're probably going to get less time you got to put in every single week, but it really depends. And so where should I be putting it? I would probably say the majority of people watching this try $300. That's where I'd be going. I get X leads. That's what I'd be doing starting out. But honestly, just note that like it's not going to make or break it. I think the majority of people should understand that what's going to make it or break it for you, especially in 2026, and this has been the fact in 2025, if you've been able to show up every single day and not make excuses and not complain and not cry about how much you hate your life and how wholesaling's terrible, if you're going to show up every single day and reach out to motivated sellers, lock up deals, find buyers, and really sell your contracts, you're up. You're doing well. Life's great. Life's all dandy. But if you're somebody going out here and just crying about how much you hate life and how wholesaling real estate sucks and wholesaling is saturated, which is ridiculous statement, you're going nowhere. And that's more of a life issue than anything else. Like the way that you view life and the way you're viewing things and everything, that's a you problem. But I would probably tell the majority of people watching this today, where are you at in 2025, where you're currently at financially, has been a culmination of choices of the thinking you have right now and the actions you've taken. So if you're watching this and you started wholesaling in 2025, started in January, and it's been a full year and you've been absolutely making no money, you've gotten nowhere, you've watched all my videos, but you haven't made any money. The hard, honest truth is you, number one, probably haven't taken the action you knew you have to be doing. Like, have you called 5,000 people this year? A lot of you guys have called 5,000 people in the past couple of weeks and you're getting 2, 4, 5 deals a month. Or you've been just ignoring the information I've been telling you. I've been telling you to pull government lists and you decide to pull a high equity list. I tell you to niche out, maybe get like a high equity vacant with certain filters, and you know, I'm just going to pull a regular high equity list. Or maybe you're really into creative financing right now because somebody convinced you that's awesome. Okay, buddy. That's going to be going down the drain soon, but that's for a different day. Don't quote me or quote me. But all I'm going to say is, in wholesaling real estate, the men and women that can show up every single day and not do high volume. See, I'm not asking for high volume. I'm asking for consistent volume. If you can just do decent volume every single day, you are going to win. You are going to straight up win. But people, they don't want to win. They just want to feel good about themselves. And remember when I said like make 140 calls? Go out here and make 140 calls a day, you get 100K a year. Like, I'm not even asking that. I don't know one person. I'm curious because we're live right now, right? We're live in front of a bunch of people on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere, right? Who in here, okay, was able to go out here and call, who out here Monday through Friday was able to make at least 100 calls a day? X leads list, government list, whatever you want, right? Who in here? And raise your hand. I'm very curious. And let me know your results. I want to hear all your results on here too. What have your results been? Making 100 calls a day. Anybody in here willing to do that? Has anyone in here done that before? Making 100 calls a day. I'm telling everyone watching this, if you were able to make 100 calls a day, I can guarantee you've done at least, probably made at least 50, 60 grand this year in assignments. For anyone that's making 100 calls a day. Now, for anybody here that says I made 100 calls a day, I want to know. And I'm inviting anybody. You're more than invited to get some free X leads from me. If you've made 100 calls a day using X leads data on even a high equity list, if you can show that, which would be 100 calls a day times 365, if you can show me you've made 36,000 calls, didn't get one deal, I'd love to give you, I'd refund your X leads for a whole year. I could really care less. But here's the thing about doing it. I am actually the owner of X leads, so I can go in your back-end data and see if you actually made the calls or not. I can actually see your connect rates. I can see all that stuff. So here's the thing. I get a lot of people say, oh, I did it, but I didn't get a deal. Can I see your X leads? No. Well, bro, I can still look at it. I don't need your permission. I own the dang software. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to break your privacy. But like, if you can call 100 people a day for 365 days, you're not broke. Like, you ain't broke. You're broke because you're spending too much money. But the majority of people watching this can't do that. And I'm asking you, like, you're excited. You're like, I want to get into wholesaling. I want to become successful. Yes, let's go. You're excited. You want to have success. But you're not where you want to be at. Just make 100 calls a day, man. That's all I'm asking. And so everyone says, Zach, you grab your note, you grab your paper and your pen. What is he going to say? What's the secret thing that Zach is going to say to actually make me successful in 2026? Oh, he said, show up every single day and do the work. Blech. Ew. Screw that. I want the secret software that's going to change my whole world. That's coming out version 4 of X Leads. But the problem is, I have begged people. I've been begging them for years and years and years now to just find a number that they can do every single day and just do it. So again, I might go on a tangent here. And a lot of people, I might get canceled for saying this. Okay, I might get canceled for saying this. But if somebody out here says I'm fat and I'm not in shape, all I tell you is just eat less than 2,000 calories a day and walk 3 miles. The majority of people who feel like they're overweight, if they just ate less than 2,000 calories a day and they walk 3 miles, they would all lose weight. But you got to do it every single day. Same thing in wholesaling. It's just statistics. Okay. If you called 100 people a day, you are not going to be struggling with money. So the real question I have for everybody, and the question that we have with a lot of people, is why aren't you making 100 calls a day? Why aren't you doing it? Make 100 texts a day. That's even easier. Here's the truth. All right. Here's the truth about locking in, fam. It's just so uncomfortable. It's true. You would rather stay broke than actually do the work. You would rather perpetually stay broke, struggling and feeling like a loser every day, than actually doing 2 hours a day of work. That's the dang truth. You would rather watch 2 hours of some stupid TV show of Yellowstone than going out here and just doing 2 hours to change your life. You'd watch 2 hours of Monday Night Football and watch Tua absolutely suck. I don't want to talk about it right now. Man, the Dolphins suck. I need a minute. This guy just throws an interception. Let a 9-year-old Aaron Rodgers beat us. Okay. Composure, Zach. Okay. Should have took Justin Herbert. Man, haunts me every night. Okay, I'm back. It's true though. Man. Okay. But you would watch 2 hours of football, watch these grown men, okay, play a kid's game, sitting on your couch. Then you go in here spending that same time feeding your family and actually building something for generational wealth for you, your kids, your grandkids, and your great-grandkids. You see, every single rental property that I stack up, I'm going to be able to look at my grandkids' eyes and say, this is for you and the family. This is what the Ginn name means. This is all for our family. Every rental property Rick has owned comes to me and my family. Every rental property that I personally own and all the assets I own go to me and my family. This is legacy. This is what my Ginn name stands for. This is what my family's going to be having for the rest of their dang lives. And you're telling me you don't want to build that? That doesn't motivate you. That doesn't get you absolutely jacked up. Going out here making $1 million and keeping that, investing that, and giving that to your name and your last name on your back. You see, people play football for the names on their back. But how about you go out here and build wealth for your family and for their names on the back of your jersey? I don't know, for wholesaling, right? The thing is, this is what I was thinking about when I was 18 years old. I had a lot of money at 18. When I was about 16 years old, when I had no money, and I was getting up at 4 a.m. to go out here and put bandit signs out, is I want to get rich. I want to get successful. I want to get all these things. Call me materialistic, whatever you wanted to say. But I just didn't want to be broke anymore. I wanted to become successful. I wanted to go out here and be a winner. All right. And I had this chip on my shoulder knowing that I needed to do this. And it's not even that I want to be rich. I needed to get rich. And that's what I did 16, 17 years old. That's why you just couldn't get me off the phones. And when I was 18 years old, cold calling in college, I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I was making $10, $20, $30,000 in a month just going out here and calling in my dorm room. You couldn't get me out of it because I was making more money than anybody else in college. Okay. And I knew every penny I made is legacy and compound interest for me and my family for the rest of my life. Okay. Like you got to remember this, every 100K that I made, I was able to stack that for rentals, and every 100K I made probably makes about $10,000 to me for the rest of my life. So every $1 million that I make is $100,000 that my family makes for the rest of my life and their lives perpetually. Okay. So how in the world does that not excite you? How does that not excite you to get absolutely filthy rich so you can go out here and take care of your family? So you go out here and if God forbid anything happens to you, knock on wood, your family's protected forever. Like you got to remember this, and I don't want to scare you in 2026, but this probably won't happen in 2026, but maybe happen in 2028, 2029 is AI is, if you're watching this and you have a job, AI is coming for your job. I don't care what you do. Oh, no, I do. No. AI is coming for your job. All right. Like AI is coming for your job. Unless you actually, your job gives you your own office. Like you have your own little office with a little name tag and you can close the door and you don't hear anyone. Unless the corporate world has given you that, which majority of you guys don't have, AI is coming for your job. And corporations, I kid you not, are waiting for the moment where they can replace your $60,000 a year salary with a $10,000 Tesla robot. I know that's uncomfortable. I know you say, la, 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 la. I don't want to hear it, but it's absolutely true. Okay. AI is coming for you and your job. And the moment a corporation can lay off your department for a cheaper robot, they're going to do it. And they don't care about what happens to you. Just being real. People thought AI couldn't take artists and these graphic designers. Then they thought they couldn't go after the coders and developers. Now, the best developers, stay at X leads and we do cool things, but like a majority of them go away. And all these industries are being attacked. And if you're a food driver, if you're a truck driver, it's all coming for you. And in the next 10 years, we are going to be having some massive, massive layoffs coming. And your job, if you think they just want to keep you there, it is over. They will kick you out for some profit. I'm just being honest with you. And if you think that you can just sit around comfortably, just sitting there cozy, thinking that, if this whole thing doesn't work, just go back to my job. What are you going to do in 5-10 years when AI is going to take over your job and you're on the streets? I should try that wholesaling thing out. Maybe I should have not half done it. Maybe I should have gotten full in on this thing when I had the chance. That's the thing. And think about that in your mind next time you say, you know what, I want to go watch this football game for 2 hours and not cold call for 2 hours. Because if you just give me 1 to 2 hours a day, every single day in 2026, I can give you a $100,000 to $200,000 a year wholesaling business. I don't get a dime from it. You do it. And your family gets fed. Your family starts having generational wealth. And you can go out here when the robots take over, have all the money you want. Okay? Robots can't own rental properties. That's the good news. Okay. You stack your money up, you invest it. The robots can't take that away from you. They can take your job, but not that. And this is where we're at right now. You're telling yourself, I don't want to work every single day. I'd rather be doing all these things. Okay. Now I'll be real with you. Okay. Behind me, we have Gear 5 Luffy. I love One Piece. It's probably my favorite TV show ever. Okay. If you want to start on Netflix, there's only 1,200 episodes. Start episode 1. Easy, right? I'll let you know. I would rather watch 2 hours of One Piece than cold call for 2 hours. I'm being real with anybody right now. Okay. So I put Luffy on behind me. Okay. I would rather watch 2 hours of One Piece than go out here and spend 2 hours. All right. Cold calling motivated sellers. But here's the dang truth. Okay. I can watch an episode of One Piece while on the Stairmaster working out my body and then cold call for 2 hours. Right. That is more efficient use of my time. And the truth is, okay, if you can just do an hour of your TV or whatever you like to watch at night, at like 10 o'clock at night when you can't cold call, go do that. But what I'm saying is once the daylight's up, it's till about 7, 8 p.m., you need to be all in changing your life. See, I love to watch TV. It's great. I love it. Okay. I love it. But what I love more is taking care of my family. I love my family more than TV. And I think everybody in here would probably say that too. I love my kids more than I love the Miami Dolphins. I'm proud to say that. I have no kids, but I love my family more than I love the Miami Dolphins. At least the Miami Dolphins don't suck. At least my family doesn't suck compared to the Miami Dolphins. Okay? But the thing about it is, it's just so crazy to me. Okay. So if you love your family more than TV shows, then why don't you go out here and actually like take care of them financially? Why don't you go out here and take care of them for the rest of their life? That's my real question for you and everybody watching this right now. Why not? Why not? Why don't you, if you love them so much, why don't you just quit going out here and wasting your life and go out here and get massively rich and massively successful? I'm asking 2 or 3 hours a day. That's all I'm asking for anybody watching this. The majority of people don't want to go out here and do the work. They just want to sit out here and sulk all day. It's so funny to me, right? We got all these fanboys that they love watching like Dragon Ball Z. They'll watch 2 hours of Dragon Ball Z of, Vegeta in the hyperbolic time chamber, training and getting better and better and better and grinding and say, yeah, you go, bro. But you'll watch your like favorite like anime characters go through all this struggle and adversity. And when it comes time for you to have struggle and adversity, you go, oh no, I don't like that. Right? See, everyone in here loves to wear the Superman shirt. They love to wear the Batman shirt. And they love to watch something called the hero arc. You see, this is the cold hard truth you don't want to hear. But the reason why you love, and by the way, trust me, I love Spider-Man, Batman, Marvel. I'm the first guy going out here watching Secret Wars, okay? I love me some comic book stuff, okay? But if you watch any like superhero movie, why do people like superheroes? I'll tell you the truth. They started as an ordinary person. Then they probably got superheroes. Then they had to deal with adversity and training and terrible things. Then they had to deal with a big villain. Usually the villain defeats them and they go through all this struggle. Then they go see some sensei and then they train to get better and better and better. They have the Rocky cutscene. Wah, wah, wah. Wax on, wax off. And then they get strong and good. And then they defeat the villain, get the lady and save the world. And everyone goes, woo! It's called the hero's journey. It's called the hero arc. Okay. This is a standard thing in every comic book, anime, whatever you like, where the hero has struggle. They beat the struggle through training and perseverity, and they go out here and succeed. That's every like man, like be a man type thing. Everyone loves that stuff, right? So everyone loves a good like Rocky movie. But here's the problem. You like the movie because it wasn't easy, right? Who here would love to go out here and watch a superhero movie where the guy is like One Punch Man and basically he defeats everybody and there's zero problems in his life? Okay. Could you imagine Batman if he punched Joker and then boom, that's the whole show? Joker pops out, he just punches him and boom, he's done. And all the villains are just like wimps. It's pretty boring. Who wants to live that life? Who here would want to watch that movie? Okay, nobody. Okay, why in the world would you love to go out here and watch a superhero movie where the superhero just wins all the time and it's like super easy? Batman goes against Bane and Bane just falls over and cries like a little baby. No one wants to watch that. And so it's the same thing going on in your dang life. You see, you are the superhero in your own little movie. Just understand, we're in a movie right now. You're the superhero. And right now, you're in that part where you're broke, you have no money, you're not successful. You are going now against this massive villain, which is your broke future self. Okay? So it's the future self for you, and you are broke, you are sad, and you are a depressed blob. You need to go defeat this person so you can become rich, successful, and live your dream life. But the sad, broke part of you is pretty strong and crazy, and you got to defeat them. What are you going to do? You're going to train and start making a lot of money and becoming successful. This is your Rocky cutscene. This is your training arc. This is you going to your sensei. Maybe I'm your sensei. Okay. And you go out here, train and get really strong and defeat the villain. But here's the problem. You, as the superhero, say, I don't want to work. I don't want to train. I just want to sit around all day and eat nachos. What superhero is that? Who gets jacked up about that? No. The superhero goes out here and listens to his enemy, and his villain is hurting people. Remember, your broke future self is hurting your kids and your grandchildren. Oh, money's just hard. We've never been a family that made a lot of money. Oh, we can't go do that. Oh, we can't help you out. We can't do those things. Money's just hard. We just struggle in this family. Nothing ever happens good to us. Oh, it's always hard for us. Life is just rough. It's so hard out here. The economy's terrible. And that's your future life. So I think everyone in here should get a little jacked up. Who in here wants to live that life of just struggling? Okay. I'm telling you right now, I've not had money and I've had lots of money in my life. And I always am going to tell you that having a lot of money is way better than having no money. So this is the time where you actually get up and get to work and become successful. See, y'all got to get to work. Okay, you're your own little superhero in your own little movie. And you need to go out here and make a ton of money in this business. So my advice for everybody is to attack. Leave zero excuses of why you are not going to make at least $100,000, $1 million in wholesaling real estate. What in the world is going to stop you from becoming successful? What excuse do you have right now of why you can't become successful in wholesaling? See, here's the thing about excuses. I can find people who are way younger than you, way dumber than you, way more broke than you, that live in a weird area of the world that have become wildly successful and wildly rich in wholesaling. And you're still out here sitting around just saying, oh, why am I not successful? The reason you're not successful is because you don't actually want to put the work in. If you put the work in every single day, you are going to make a ton of money in wholesaling. That's the game. That's exactly what you got to be doing. Okay? That's how you go out here and learn it. All right? So again, what I'm telling everyone to be doing, okay, is start attacking, start going out here. And so I tell everyone to set your plan, start attacking, analyze your number. I would look at it as history. And what I mean by this is look at your numbers, look at your key performance indicators, your KPIs. So for example, if you make 100 calls a day, out of those 100 calls you do, How many of those people actually pick up the dang phone and are contact? How many calls does it take to get one lead? How many leads did I produce? Look at your actual numbers. Actually go out here and analyze your numbers. And then after looking at your numbers, you need to pivot sometimes, make your changes, and reattack. Hey, I'm finding when I call the code violations, I get a ton of deals, but when I call the pre-foreclosures, I don't get any deals. This is important stuff to be knowing. And overall, what you're going to find is kind of my game plan of success. My little strategy that always works is what I call LPAP. Wait, there's a better way to do that. LPAP. LPAP? I don't know, maybe LPAP. I don't know. But basically, learn, plan, attack, analyze, pivot. And what I mean by this is, first step for everybody getting started in wholesaling real estate is you need to learn how to wholesale real estate. I'll go to my free school group, freewholesaling.com. That's where you go out here and learn how to wholesale real estate step by step. If you learn wholesale, you know exactly what works, what doesn't work. Then from there, you're going to plan out, all right? You're going to plan out what works and what's not. So you make 100 grand, about 9, 10 deals every single year. How many calls for a deal? Do the multiplication, 40, 50,000 calls you got to do, whatever it is, right? Make a plan. After you make a plan, you're going to attack, okay? This is your attack plan. Then you go out here and make your attack plan, all right? Then after making your attack plan, you're going to analyze, look at your KPIs and stats, pivot what works, and reattack. See, here's the truth, guys and gals, all right? Failure is not an option. For everybody watching this, you failing is not an option. AI is going to take it all over, okay? So you need to choose right now if you are going to go out here and become a success or a failure in wholesaling. And I hate to make it so binary, a 1 or a 0, but that's the dang truth. Either you're going to go out here and actually succeed, get some deals, start being a full-time wholesaler and actually have success, or you're just going to fizzle out, be a failure. You're going to get nowhere. You're going to have no deals, no success, and wonder, why isn't this business working for me? Well, what is it going to be? We're live. Let me know in the comments. What is it going to be? Are you going to become successful, or are you actually going to stay broke? Are you and your family going to always be broke? Are you always going to have a tough break? Is it always not going to work for you? What is it going to be? You must decide now. We are in 2026. It's coming. 2 weeks. If you're watching this in the future, it's already 2026, baby. It's already happening. The people are getting rich. There's people getting deals every single day. And you're sitting on the sidelines doing nothing while people are going out here and changing their lives and their families' lives forever. What are you going to do? I think if you're watching this, you already know what you got to do. You got to start wholesaling. I don't care if you got no money. I don't care if you got a ton of money. You just got to start. Make offers and make no excuses. And this is where you're going to have success. So I'm telling everyone, make moves. I'm going to be successful. Let's go. Oh, man. Exactly. Oh, my gosh. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. We got Marvo's second deal on the way as we speak. See, we got people out here. They're grinding. Oh, Lord. We got Yoda. You acting like you're not trying to do it, LMA. Bro, what? Bro's yapping. Hey, Dolo, let's do this. I always love doing this. This is my favorite thing in the world. How about you? I always love that little hater. Bro, Dolo, I'm going to give you a StreamYard link. All right? Here's a StreamYard link. If you want to go out here and show me how much money you made last month, I will show you exactly how many HUDs I've shown. We can show band for band on this live stream right now. This is always my invitation for any hater. I'm not saying it's illegal to hate on me. Anyone can hate on me on a live stream. But if you're going to hate on me on a live stream, you got to do me a favor. You got to show receipts. Show me that you're making a ton of money in wholesaling. The only people that can yap at me and complain about me are people that are making more money than me. But here's the problem. People who make more money than me in wholesaling, they don't complain because they're winners. So if we got a real hater and we got a man who's got balls, bro, how am I hating? What are you talking about? Bro, you say I'm yapping, bro. So how about this? How about you hop on, get some balls, get some big boy balls, okay? Become a man. and show me how many deals you're doing. Because here's the truth, bro. Okay. Everyone wants to be a big man. Everyone wants to go out here and puff their chest. But if you want to puff your chest and say, I'm yapping, I'm not doing anything successful, hey, what is he talking about? What I'm talking about is I could show last 40 people who said, Zach, you changed my life. I had no money. You changed my life wholesaling. But if you think if you think what I'm saying is not real, it's not legit, it's not going to change your life, I would love to see the receipts of how successful you are in wholesaling. Because what I've found are the people who are broke, who have no money, that have nothing going in their lives, that are just not making anything in their life right now, and they're just broke. They're the ones who want to complain. Oh, this isn't going to work. He's just complaining. It's not going to work. This business doesn't work. Oh, man. Nobody wants to talk. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Nobody wants to talk about it, man. See, the only people hating are the brokies, man. I mean, the guys wants to be broke. And so he decided he does not want to go band for band with me. So the haters got to go. So again, I tell you this, guys, if you want to hijack the comments, be a hater. Show me you're making more money than me. If not, shut up, start wholesaling, and then try to make more money than me. That's always the game, okay? That's the game out here. You see, it's just the dang truth. And it's not about me making more money than you. It's about more people's lives I've changed than anybody else. Let's get going. And so the other truth I found is the more offers you make, the more money you make. So if your plan in 2026 is to dominate, just make more offers than anybody else. That is it. And what I found is if you can have a ton of qualified buyers and you can make really good offers, you're going to make the most money possible. So go out here and really get the bet. I would say we should really make a big effort on, especially with the new, basically, interest rates are going to be coming out, right? And basically the Fed cutting rates. You should be calling every single buyer you have in your database, especially in 2026, especially starting out, and be like, hey, where are you buying? What's going on in 2026? I know rates are changing. Where are you looking to buy? What are you looking to buy? And go out here and get the best buyers. How do you find good buyers? You need the best wholesaling software out there. I'd get xleads.com. Start getting to work. So let's break this all down. So yeah, if you're excited about it, guys, do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and let's answer some questions. Let's see what we got. We're live on all the platforms today. I think it's the first time in a while I've been live on Instagram and live on TikTok, which is really cool. So I'm going to answer some questions from everybody on here. Let's see. Around how many lives have you changed per month? So all you have to do is go to freewholesaling.com and go to testimonials to see them. I mean, they post them every single day in there. So yeah. There's some questions. Andrew says, should I get XLeads or Deal Machine? Which one has a CRM? Which one has the probate list? Deal Machine's great software. It's awesome, but like, I mean, there's a reason why XLeads is the second largest wholesaling software. It's the fastest growing wholesaling software, and more people cancel their old softwares and get XLeads more than anybody else. I mean, there's a reason why. So yeah, I think I've done a lot. I've made a lot of money on Deal Machine, but I will tell you this: that there's a reason why everyone's getting XLeads. Just don't ask me. Let's see here. Can I put in the work and land? Yeah, you can make a lot of money wholesaling. Thoughts on Eric Klein and Run It Remote? Eric Klein told me I'm not allowed to talk about him or his company. So yeah, he said I'm not allowed to talk about him. And I'm not allowed to mention him ever. So that is my thoughts. He told me I'm not allowed to talk about him. So yeah. I talk about anyone, but like, someone's like, don't talk about me or mention me anywhere. I said, okay, I won't talk about you. So again, you got to ask him why I'm not allowed to talk about him. But he does not want me to talk about him or his company. So I got to shut up and not say anything. What type of team do I need to make $2 million a year for my wholesale operation? I would probably say you're going to need around. Okay, so if you're going to fix and flip and you're going to like wholesale, you definitely need a lot less. But if it's wholesaling specifically, and let's run the math. I'm talking about net, right? So 2 million, it's about divided by 15, about 133 deals, about 11 deals a month. You're most likely going to be about four callers, 3 acquisitions agents. That's being nice if you're like doing big spreads and wholesales. With VAs, if you can do it well, probably you can do it with 10 people. You can do a lot less. Okay. You could definitely do a lot less. Probably say 10. Probably say 10 people. You can make it 15. You can make it 30 VAs, but probably 10. Yeah. Omar says, thoughts on local wholesaling versus nationwide wholesaling? That's a great question. I think local wholesaling is the best still. I like nationwide stuff, but I will tell the majority of people get the most success locally wholesaling and where they actually live if they're in a good market. It's just way easier. It's way easier to do that. Dre, what's going on? I'm getting good leads in Tulsa. I need to have 2 contracts going into next year. Ooh, let's go, bro. Awesome. Love it. Hey, Zach, just began working as cold caller for 8 months. I want to work as virtual callers or any of the courses. Bro, call yourself, bro. Do your own wholesaling yourself. If you're a VA watching this, wholesale by yourself. Do your own wholesaling, man. You'll make a lot more. Springfield, Ohio is a crazy good market. Just had a weird deal there. Dude, Springfield's a great market. Got a lot of money there. I've done, not this year, but I've done 6 figures this year in Springfield. I've done over $1 million in assignments in that area. Anything west of Columbus, chef's kiss. Bellissimo. It's a great area. Is there a time of year where you get the most deals? I would probably say I tend to make the most money. I would say springtime. For me, for some reason, yeah. Springtime. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of questions today. 2026 is my year. I'm gonna be at least make it 80 grand. Man, make it 100. Why not? All right, let's answer a question on Instagram. So we're gonna question on Instagram here. Let's see. User unavailable says, if you turn your back on all of this and turn off for a month, what would you do and where would you go to be happy? I mean, I'm pretty dang happy where I'm at right now. I'd probably be living in I'd probably take my boat, and just island hop at the Bahamas and eat hogfish and snapper all day. Probably what I'd be doing. But I'd probably go crazy because I'm not making more money. So that'd be, ooh, ATM. Oh, that's a good name. Bro, that's a good name. I actually kind of like that. Okay. I like that. ATM challenge is cool. Let's see. Is Memphis a good market for wholesaling? Oh, yeah. What kind of boat do you have? It's a big one. Let's see here. Would you still go? So on TikTok, Chris asks, would you still go for a property listed by a realtor that wants investors to buy? I probably wouldn't. Huh. Would you go after? I wouldn't do on market. No, I I would tend to tell you shouldn't be going after on market deals. That's just my opinion. I probably would not be going after on market. I'm not a big on market wholesaling guy. And maybe if I mean I'll be honest with you, if like wholesaling real estate went like if like the TCPA, if they do like another TCPA and you can't call or text, like they make calling or texting illegal, then sure, I could probably maybe start experimenting on market a little more, but I don't think that day is going to be here ever. So like unless something like crazy changes, I don't really expect anything to change too much. So yeah, I'm not. It's always kind of funny to me. I don't think so. No, I probably see a lot of people want to talk about that. Oh, what are you gonna do with it? I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah, probably not gonna happen here. Let's see here. Great questions though. Alrighty. Let's see. Alrighty. How much for the dialer and CRM and X lead? CRM is included for 97 and the dialer is like 30, 40 bucks a month. It depends on the usage that you got on there. Alrighty. Alrighty. If you wanted to ensure a beginner gets his first deal, what market would you advise him to target? So, are you virtually wholesaling? Are you locally wholesaling? I mean, yeah, it really depends if you're locally wholesaling or virtually wholesaling. I mean, it's really going to depend here. Wholesaling locally, virtually, you gotta let me know here. I don't know. Are you locally wholesaling virtually? I mean, you just gotta let me know here. Yeah, I mean I would probably say if you're virtually wholesaling, I really like Tennessee. I think Tulsa, Oklahoma is an amazing wholesaling market. I think there's a lot of good wholesaling markets out here. I mean, I would I would push the majority of people, if you don't know what market you should be choosing, pick one that other people have actually been doing. So, I'd probably say I would choose Oklahoma, somewhere in Texas, or somewhere in Tennessee. That's where I'd tell the majority of people to be going out here and trying some stuff. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's see other questions. Yeah, let's go. All righty. All righty. Zach is the reincarnation of Paul McCollum. Paul's a great guy. I've talked to him before he died. He's a great dude. Rest in peace, Paul. If you don't know who Paul was, he was a massive TikToker, right? So like I got started wholesaling like on YouTube and stuff. I never had a TikTok. And he started making TikTok videos. He was this redneck guy who was like just redneck, like mechanic type guy. And he started making a lot of money wholesaling, started doing TikTok videos. And he's really good at communicating about how beginners on TikTok can get started wholesaling. And he's a great dude. We never did a video or anything together, but I was talking to him and unfortunately passed away. I don't know what, I'm pretty sure he had a car accident or something, but man, it was tragic. He had like 6 or 7 kids. Awful. But he's a great guy. Rest in peace to that guy. All right. If you're a cold caller, I'm not be doing it. Nico says, I signed up for X Lead 6 months ago and still can't figure it out. I'm 56. Uh-oh. I would probably say if you don't know how to use X Leads, we have daily onboardings. So if you log in, there's an onboarding link when you get in. So if you do have X Leads, all you got to do is just go here. So let me show everyone here. So just go here. Let's go right here. I would probably say just go to, what's wrong, dashboard? We need to get the right dashboard. There's my version 3 dashboard. Hold on, start on there. All right, let's see here. Got to throw the right dashboard on here. There we go. So if you go here on onboarding.xleads.com, Monday through Friday, so from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., just go on this onboarding link right here, and you'll be able to go out here and hop on the onboarding calls, help you out. Yeah, I also have X Leads YouTube channel. You can hop on there. All right. What's something, so World Mayors asks, that's a good question. What's something beginners think matter but doesn't? I think what a majority of people thinks that like matters a lot in wholesaling, and I think it's kind of dumb, is like sounding perfect or super polished. Especially when it comes to like talking to motivated sellers. You don't need to sound perfect or like extremely polished or perfect in wholesaling. All you need to do, like I always tell you, like all you need to do is just believe in yourself. Like if you believe that you can actually help a motivated seller out, is all you have to do. So many people on here, like they don't they don't believe in themselves. They don't actually believe that they can actually close a deal. It's really depressing. And so I think a lot of people think they need to be like super salesy or super slick talking to a seller, when that's not what actually makes success or actually gets you deals or anything remotely good or what you want in wholesaling. The way that you are actually going to make a ton of money in this business is going to be you actually going out here and doing the work, and you actually believing in yourself. That's the problem. All righty. Duke says, Zach, is traditional wholesaling dead? I mean, people have been telling me wholesaling's been dead for 9 years, and I just see more and more people do deals from it. So I don't think so. I see it happen all the day. Oh, Zach, wholesaling's dead. I don't think wholesaling's dead. I mean, it never has been from what I've seen. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah. Nick says, hey, Zach, you and Rick should do a video on the importance of underwriting and not locking up bad deals. Too many people are locking up crap and then pulling the contract during the inspection period. It's making people very mad. You guys should spearhead a police your people campaign. So hey, you're not wrong. I think a lot of people don't know how to underwrite their deals. And this is why, Nick, just letting you know, I've implemented a lot of things so people don't do that. So first and foremost, I've implemented a rule with, I think, everyone in the community. I've been saying this forever. You need to go out here and lowball the living snot out of people. You need to make sure that if you lock up a deal, it's such a no-brainer you're going to make money. It's just crazy. You see, the problem is it's a lose-lose for everybody when you lock up a deal too high. Yeah, you get the little ego boost. I locked up a contract. Yay! But eventually, the buyer hates you because you're trying to offload a terrible deal. So the buyer hates you. You're just you're playing the seller, and you're never going to actually, you have no intentions of actually getting this thing across the finish line because you have such a bad deal. And no buyer wants to buy your deal. And you're telling the seller, oh, next week. And it comes to closing day and you're like, oh, sorry, got to get out of it. And you walk away and you're like, why doesn't wholesaling work? It's because you're scared. The seller says, I do not want to take a penny less than $100,000. And you know the MAO is 80. And you just sit around and say, I'll lock it up for 100. You got to be, here's the thing. You have to be willing to say, hey, that price is stupid. You are crazy on your price. I can't do that. The most I could pay is 60 or 70. And then you need to learn how to walk away. See, a lot of people in here, they don't want to walk away. They don't want to walk away. I think it's ridiculous. Walk away. Walk away from a bad deal. I agree with you. Derek says, Zach, what is better, getting M2M through X Leads, because you get X Leads as well? So, Derek, bro, I don't know who's telling you this. You do not get X Leads for free with M2M. Okay, you do not. So you have to get M2M and X. If you're in M2M, you have to already have X Leads. That's already a prerequisite. So again, I'm getting a lot of questions, Zach. What's M2M? So I do have a paid school group. I don't really I don't push it, but guys, if you want to get your first deal guaranteed, so I'm going to change first deal guaranteed. First deal. So we do have a paid school group where I have my coaches. So they will personally coach you. So they make about $100,000 a month in their own wholesaling businesses, and they will personally one-on-one message you and give you a plan and actually go through your KPIs every single week. We have a paid school group. It's called joinm2m.com, and you're more than invited to go hop on and join it. I would recommend you join the annual plan because you get we can guarantee you get your first deal in a year, guaranteed, or you get all your money back inside the school group, which is really cool. But yeah, we do have a paid school group. Again, I don't lie about it, and the money goes to the coaches because they make $100,000 a year in their own wholesaling business, and so they have to get paid on this. I don't really need to get money from it, but I think it's good for them. And basically, they will coach you with me, and basically we help you get a good game plan, and we have a ton of great success. We just got another text on pretty fat deal from somebody on there, so pretty cool. I think we have we've done the statistics on there. We have a 90% success rate in the first 2 months of the program from anybody that did exactly what we told them to do, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to join a school group, it's M2M. So it's joinm2m.com. There we go. All righty. So yeah, you do not get X Leads for free with M2M. All righty. Dial email with accurate X Leads data and recommend list. How many deals a month? If you call and text 12,000 people, so it's 24,000, you're definitely going to be. I'd probably say 2 deals a month. Probably 1 if you don't know what you're doing. That's what I'd be saying. If you don't know what you're doing, probably that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Eight Figures Beats says, given I have no deals under my belt, what's the most important thing to focus on the next 90 days? If you've gotten no deals, and if you haven't done any deals and you want to get a deal in the next 90 days, I mean, man, are you locally wholesaling 8-figure beats? Or are you virtually wholesaling? I mean, it really depends, but I would probably push you. I would probably push, if you're watching this, if you haven't done a deal and you want to get a deal in the next 90 days, if you're locally wholesaling, I would do 100 drawing for dollars leads. A week would be nice. 50 drawing for dollars leads a week for the next 90 days, and just skip trace and call them. Skip tracing using X Leads, call them on the dialer, do 50 a week. You put a sticky note on all those properties too, you're going to get a deal. So that's where I'd be pushing you. X Leads version 4 basic would still be 97. I don't know. Maybe prices are raising. Who knows? All right. Is there a winner template? Can we get the seller responding to use with the estimate? Is there a winning template? Let's see. Is there a winning template to get the seller responding to us with SMS and email. SMS has to be unique. So right when somebody actually wants to sell, you just get on the phone with them. Email, same thing. Once they show any inkling, you got to call them. Hannah Pine says, Zach, what's the number one reason deals fall apart after they're under contract? Number, buyer reliability, or lack of funding. So the number one, this is so easy. The number one reason a deal is going to fall apart is because there's not enough buyers. Like you just couldn't sell the deal. And there's only two ways you don't sell a wholesale deal. You can't get a deal sold, number one, because you locked up the deal for way too high. Or number two, there's not enough buyers in your market. So if I lock up a deal in the middle of Wyoming and I had a good price, it still doesn't guarantee my deal gets done. It does not guarantee my deal gets sold. That's when everyone watching this understand that. Just because I lock up a deal does not guarantee at all that I'm going to have any type of success. No way, Jose. The only way that I can guarantee I get a deal if it's in a good market and I lock it up for a good price. Nothing else is guaranteed here. So yeah, the number one reason most likely is because the price is locked up for way too high. When's the next version of X-Leads coming out? Keeping it secret. Keeping it secret. But it's gonna be a hoot. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a hoot. I'm pretty dang excited about it though. But hey, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep on the deal right now. But yeah, we've been had a whole meeting about it today. It's pretty gangster. Okay, it's pretty dang fun. All righty. All right. I have X-Leads and my H2P approved. There we go. All right. Yeah, your version 3 price, whatever price you get on X-Leads, it's grandfathered in. So yeah. Talk to us more about drawing photos. Like, is it really as simple as looking for ugly houses? Oh man. Okay, so Mo, where do you live, man? Are you virtual? Are you local? Like, I'm curious. Like, where do you live, man? So, I'll be honest with you. Drawing for dollars is super simple. You go in your car, you look for ugly houses. That is tried and true, and it's always going to be true, right? But the problem with it is you actually have to do it. You have to actually get in your car, actually do some more dang work. Now, it's pretty simple because you just throw some music on, put some Kendrick Lamar on and just like blast some music and just drive around, look for ugly houses. I don't think it's that hard. I don't think it's that difficult. And you can make it even easier, right? If you want to make it even simpler, I would go to X-Leads, all right? And I would go out here and pull a list of cash buyers. I would call these buyers and say, hey, where are you looking to buy your deals? And they say, hey, I'll buy anything in this neighborhood or this zip code. Simple. You go to the zip code, you go to the area, and you drive around, look for ugly houses in that area that the buyer wants to buy in. Guess what happens? You see an ugly house, you write it down. X-Leads has a Drawing for Dollars app in it. And you call the buyers up, you lock up a deal, you send it to the buyer. Buyer's like, I wanted to buy in that area. Of course you wanted to buy in that area. I got a good deal for you. 30 grand, easy. And so Drawing for Dollars inherently is easy. There's sometimes an issue where you lock up a deal and you can't sell it. So I'd probably say Drawing for Dollars in areas your buyers actively want to buy. That's what I'm telling you. We're coming in 2026. Call all of your buyers and see, hey, are you still looking to buy in this area? What has changed? I know interest rates are going to hopefully changing, Fed rates, stuff like that. Where are you looking to buy? What specifically you're looking to buy? Easy. How good is Cocoa? Cocoa, Florida is terrible. They're getting 0 leads there now. Yeah, Toledo's not a good area. Too much for wholesaling. I mean, it's okay. Lucas County's okay. Cocoa, Florida is terrible. M2M in the house. Love it. Yeah, Cocoa, Florida sucks. Do Palm Bay or Melbourne, Florida. It's going to be way better. All right, let's get an Instagram question. Is Dallas a good area for wholesaling? Oh, yeah. That's a great area. All righty. What state are you in? I'm in Florida. All righty. Thanks, Goat. Appreciate it, bro. Palm Bay or Melbourne? That's going to be way better for you. Does your company have a CRM? Yep, we use XLeads as a CRM. Bobby says on TikTok, what's the best time to call every day? By far, the best time to call every day is going to be 2 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Let's see here. Do you have a Discord? Yes, ZachDiscord.com. Zach, what's your buy box, dude? If I have to lock up the deal and actually buy it myself, if I can make over 30 grand on a flip, maybe 40, I'll probably buy it. Dark Prince says, Zach, how many pulps can you do? Probably 25. Like just good form 25 before I die. 20's tough. 20's tough. I could probably do 20 if you said, hey, Tua gets released and I don't have to ever see his face again, I'd probably be 25. I'd be pumped up. I don't want to talk about that guy ever again. I don't know why I'm hating on Tua right now. That's so mean. Hannah says, Zach, when a deal is tight, do you see more success from wholesalers renegotiating up front or getting more creative on the exit side? Hannah. Okay. So let's talk about this. Okay, there's a couple things we gotta. Okay. Hannah. Oh, Hannah. Let's talk about this. Okay. I've been seeing a lot of wholesalers like, hey, yeah, they can't sell their deal. And so they try to force it as like some weird Frankenstein creative finance thing. And it just does not work. You see, when a deal is tight, do you see more success from wholesalers renegotiating up front or getting more creative? The creative is locking up a wholesale deal and trying to sell it on creative terms is just a bad idea in general, because going back to the seller and saying, I can't buy it for this price, but would you do payments on it? That's bad. I would just renegotiate. So my script for renegotiating is going to be more like, hey, I was just going to say this to Hannah. Hey, Hannah, after looking at the property there and talking to my partner, it's going to need a lot more renovations due to this factor, this factor, this factor. And because of that, we're going to have to redo the price, and I'm going to have to buy it at $110,000. So what I'm going to do is going to give you a updated agreement. I'll be giving you an updated agreement for $110,000. Please get that signed and be ready to go to close in January 14th or whatever it is. So yeah. Screwhead says, not sure if answered my question. Should I get the M2M call center or save up for the X plan and already have a basic plan? I would probably just use a dialer and call. If you're struggling between the two, I would just text and call. I wouldn't be getting a call center right now. Buzzards. That's quite a name, bro. How do you qualify a cash buyer? Qualifying cash buyer is pretty easy. So what I like to do is basically just ask them a series of questions. And what I like to do, number one, is, hey, have you ever bought a property for cash before? If so, can I have some of the addresses you have bought? Just to verify this isn't like a 14-year-old boy who's trying to buying my deal. He's 14 years old and he's just JVing and he's in some weird JV program. That would be a really bad idea. So yeah, I don't like that at all. So I'll also like to ask them, hey, are you okay with me making a ton of money on my assignments? So would you be okay if I made $90,000 on my next assignment deal? No, I'm not okay with you making too much money on your deals. That's the wrong buyer for me. Are you okay using my title company? Are you okay with a non-refundable EMD deposit? And how many deals have you bought from wholesalers before? And then what's your buy box? So I usually ask those questions. All right. Caden says, I'm in Chicago. Hypothetically, if I scale to multi six figures a month, would you go after Dallas, Fort Worth, or Houston, and why? Okay. So if you're in Chicago, I think Illinois is not a bad market, man. I would probably think about staying in Chicago. I think Chicago is actually a good market right now. But if I want to scale to multi six figures a month, I would go after Dallas, not Houston. I think Dallas is way easier to scale than Houston. I'm back. Melbourne population is 88K. That okay? Yes. Palm Bay and Melbourne and West Melbourne, and probably Vero Beach and Sebastian, Florida. That whole area. Trayvon. Bro's flexing. He's got 5 to 10K to invest in a business, into my wholesaling business. What steps should I take? I mean, I would probably tell you the best thing you can do is just the best investment you can possibly make in your business is just go get X leads and start calling and texting. I don't think you should drop your 5 to 10K, bro. Like, trust me, I would love to go take your money. I would love to take all your money and stuff. I mean, the most investments you can make are 4 things. You can go out here and buy a software, X leads. You can go out here and get a dialer for yourself. That works too. You can get a bunch of texting, or you can go get a bunch of SMS texting, and it's all software. I mean, I would probably say if you have 5 to 10K to invest, I'd just get X leads and start calling and texting sellers. I think you should learn how this business works, get some good KPIs before you start trying to. I would not get into PPC, SEO. If I'm going to go crazy, I would maybe get a call center instead of M2M. I'd go to joinm2m.com if you want to use a call center or something like that. Yeah, I would probably tell you just go to joinm2m.com. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to use a call center, that's what I'll be using. But I don't think you should drop $5,000 or $4,000 in two or 3 months. I think you should spend maybe $1,000 at most, maybe 500 to 1,000. I don't want to drop all this money, and I need to know more. Like Trayvon, like where do you live? Are you virtually wholesaling, locally wholesaling? I need some more info, man. All righty. Does Xleads give us phone numbers to be used as foreigner outside the U.S.? I mean, these are United States people that own the property, so they're going to be mostly United States numbers. All right, let's answer some of the questions. Can I hop on the StreamYard SMS? Yeah, I'm more than happy to hop on. For someone not in the U.S., how successful can it be wholesaling virtually? We have a ton of people all over the world wholesaling real estate virtually from this channel. We have people in South Africa, got people in Nigeria, Egypt, Philippines, everyone in the whole world. So yeah, anywhere. Let's see. Got a lot of X leads questions today. There we go. I need help with my SMS blast on X leads. So what can I help you out with it? Let me know. But also, inside of your X leads, just letting everybody know, all you got to do is we have live chat support right here. So all you have to do, it's right here. All you legit have to do is just go to the live chat support right here, bottom right-hand corner. You can chat with the live agent and wait, I'm not showing it. Hold on. Yeah, any X leads problems you have, you just go to the bottom right-hand corner with live chat support. You click that, and you can talk to a live agent right there and get all of your questions answered. All righty. Highly recommend M2M call center. Mo's a legend. Oh yeah, Mo's great. So yeah, you get a pretty good price on the call center by being in M2M. So you got to go join m2m.com for that. There we go. Zach, what's your take on double closes when the end buyer's already lined up? So there's two types of double closes we got here. So we have a traditional double closing, which is going to be mostly like okay, so basically like I have to go borrow money and I quote close on it, and I already have a buyer lined up. So I might lock it up for $100,000. I might close on with my own money for $100,000, and I have a buyer lined up for 140, and I make my $40,000 double close, right? Bought it for 100, sold for 140 instantaneously. There's also another type of double closing. It depends on your state, depends on your title company. This one's pretty dang cool. It's called a double closing in escrow, which means the buyer funds $140,000 to the title company. You get to use $100,000 of those funds. The buyer has to be okay with it. So you borrow the $100,000 from basically from the buyer through the title company. You close on it. You buy for 100, and then that money goes back to the buyer, and then they buy it for 140. So they use those funds, and you pay the loan off, right? So you borrowed it from them, and you make $40,000, and you didn't have to use any funding on your own. It's called a double closing in escrow. One of my favorites. So highly recommend it. So Travion, this helps me a lot. So Travion says, I'm in Pinellas County, so I'm locally wholesaling in Hillsborough and Pinellas. I have a little experience wholesaling, but I'm trying to see what's the best way to see. I'll see. I would probably tell you, man. I would probably say I like Pinellas County more than Hillsborough. I would probably start text blasting in that area and getting a feel for where the best deals are before you start investing money and scaling out. Thanks for the questions in South Carolina. Is there an area we like? I love Myrtle Beach. That's probably my favorite area in South Carolina. Wholesale, and Greenville, South Carolina. Spartanburg's good too. All right. Oh, we got Mo on here. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Zach?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
What's up, bro? How can I help you out?
Yeah, no, I just had a couple questions
Yes, I
about.
can hear you.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's a real bad delay, I think. But I just had a couple questions about SMS text blasting.
Okay. What's up?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how I broke it down. I'm in DFW. This morning I pulled, I think, 4 lists. I pulled pre-foreclosures, vacants, absentee owners, and tax delinquencies, all from X leads. I maxed out my 20K for the month or whatever. I broke them up into 4 different ones. Everything I'm doing because the GPT told me to do. So I broke them up into 4 different ones, and I plan on marketing each one of those 4 different sets all through SMX test blast. I just wanted to know if you thought that was smart or if I'm doing it the right way. I went in with the GPT multiple times to kind of get the filtering for each one of the lead types right and get it real concise. So I feel like I got it to a point where I got, pretty solid pools for each one of those lead types. I just want to know like what you think about this marketing cadence and this marketing method.
Okay. So what list are you pulling?
Well, the first one I'm gonna market to is because I'm in M2M, so I got the 15 vote drip M2M cadence pack or whatever. The first one I'm gonna do is I think pre-foreclosures. I got that set up to start tomorrow, but I'm still up in my text limit, so it's gonna be a slow build at first. But the pre-foreclosure list that I pulled is the first one I'm gonna do with the M2 Impact.
Okay. Pre-foreclosure. It's not going to be a lot, man, but not terrible. Okay.
Well, because I have I did it for like 5 different markets and then added it. So I did it for Tarrant County, Denton County, Dallas County, Ellis County, Collin County, and Wichita County, just to kind of get it to at least 5K. Because I heard that I talked to Evan, he said 20 to 25K a month is how you can get a deal. Is the best way to get at least one deal from it. So I try to do like 5K per each one of those lead types.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know if you thought that was a good method to do.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, man.
Okay.
Only pre-foreclosures, though? I mean, how many in the past 30 days do you have?
Well, I just pulled the pre-foreclosure yesterday, but I'm doing pre-foreclosures, and then I pulled another list of vacants, tax delinquencies, absentee owners, and one more. I did all of those this morning, but I'm marketing them individually each time. So I'm gonna knock out the first. I think the pre-foreclosures was 5K. Then I'm gonna just do the other lead types after that type deal. That's how the GPT said do it. It said don't market them all at the same time.
Okay. So how many texts have you sent out yet?
So far, I just did like 120 because I just started this plan, and I'm slowly upping my text limit so I don't get canceled. Yeah.
I get it. Okay. I mean, we need some stats. If you're an M2M, Corey Nevin can probably tell you who your stats are on this thing. I mean, if you're gonna send like 5,000 out plus a month, I think that's plenty. I mean, 10,000 would be best, but you gotta ramp it up. So you live in DFW, right?
Yeah, I stay in Fort Worth.
Okay, I mean, you should get at least 20 leads from this.
Okay.
And I think you can convert one out of the deal. So I think this is a great plan, man.
Got you. Okay, yeah.
Like the KPIs before we can make another decision on this.
Yeah. Like I said, this was just a new method that I was starting. Like I said, I woke up early this morning. I kind of just got in my head about like really wanting to actually double down and get to it in this next year. So I just got up on the desktop and just downloaded, I pulled lists for each one of those lead types, and I'm like, I'm gonna just market to all 5 of these lead types over the next month and just see where it get me type deal. So I just wanted to make sure that I was doing it right. Okay, guys. And then I had one more question about driving for dollars. I know you answered it, but just so like it really is just like ride through, because some neighborhoods in Fort Worth you can ride through a neighborhood and every house is busted down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, is it that simple, or is it something I should be looking for within the busted down time?
Yeah, so they should be in areas where your buyers want to buy. So
Gotcha.
those type of areas in DFW, which you probably know, your buyers don't want to buy in those areas. They want to buy in like nicer areas. So Plano, Texas is one of the good examples. Like buyers are buying that place. They're buying northeast like Dallas. Like,
you know what's crazy? The GPT specifically says stay away from Plano. That's the only reason I ain't pull it.
It's a good area. GPT's wrong, man. GPT's wrong.
All right, okay, got you. Because it said it was luxury or something like that, so it was like stay away from it.
It is, but if you can find good areas, it's a good area. Trust me.
Okay, got you. Okay, and then last question: do you have a specific video on pulling a cash buyers list from X leads in particular?
Yeah, I'll show you really quick. I have plenty of them, so I should probably I don't put them on the main channel because I don't want this to be like an X leads pitch fest, even though X leads are the best. But yes. So I will show you real quick. So just search X Leads Cash Buyers. So I have an X Leads YouTube channel, by the way. You're more invited to subscribe to it. But just search X Leads Cash Buyers. These are all in the X Leads YouTube channel. But yeah, I have plenty of videos where I break it all down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, plenty of videos on how to find cash buyers in X Leads.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I'm subscribed to all your channels, so I probably just got to go do some digging. Like I said, it's been kind of You know, I get a lot of it through M2M, and then sometimes I just hit up Corey and Evan directly, and then sometimes I go to YouTube. So I'm just trying to, get everything concise. That way, like I say, when the new year started, I can just hit the ground running and try to get everything I can get out of it. I want to at least have one deal within the first 3 months. So that's really my goal type deal.
There we go. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right. So again, what's the plan? How many texts are we sending in the next 30 days? How many texts are we sending out?
In the next 30 days, I mean, I want to send 20 to 25K a month. Like that's what Evan told me.
25K is a lot, but Evan's right. He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, it's a lot.
Yeah, well,
we got to start a little slower here, buddy.
Okay, well, because if my A2P is approved, like what's my max daily that I can do? Because I got the actual LLC, well, not the sole proprietor. So like, what's my max?
I mean, you're going to be, so with X leads, you're going to be on a ramp up, right? So
yeah,
once you get to it, you'll be at like 3,000 to 4,000 a day, and I mean 3,000 a day. I mean that's Lord, that's 90,000. You're not even going to hit those limits, so I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Okay.
But the thing is, you want to be sending maybe 5,000, 5,000 to 10,000, and let's see how that goes, and then we can start going crazier on the other stuff.
5,000 to 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So if for all them lead types that I just pulled, which I think I'm gonna say it again, it was vacant, pre-foreclosure, absentee owner, tax delinquent, and let's just say it's those four. What are the let's just say all of those got 5K and I was able to pull, like which ones do you think are the best ones to pull or the market first for my market?
I would probably tell you that the tax delinquencies and pre-foreclosure is going to be the best one.
Okay. So put absentee owner off to the side and vacant off to the side?
Yes.
Okay. You said tax delinquency and pre-foreclosure. Okay, bet that. All right, well, yeah. So like I said, I mean, I'm gonna push out however many I can because I know the texting is a little cheaper than the call center, so I ain't got no problem with paying that. So however much I gotta push out on the text, I'm gonna just mark, just keep doing it until I get something. I really ain't tripping about how many, but if you say, just do the 5 to 10, I'm gonna do that, and then we'll just check back, at the end of next month and see what's going on.
Yeah, just work with Corey and Evan. They're definitely going to help you out. I would probably tell you that you need texting is a little bit of a learning curve here and there. Mm-hmm. So let's learn that first.
Okay.
And let's go real crazy after that.
Gotcha. Okay, bet that. All right, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Oh. All righty. Does M2M come with X leads? No, it does not. All righty. Diversifying, that's a good comment. 25,000 texts is a ton. You're not wrong. It's definitely a lot. So that's why I'm saying, hey, do 5,000 texts, see how that goes. And we start going, there we could try a little bit of craziness after that. All righty. Let's see here. All righty. What helped you build consistency before you had confidence? So I always had confidence. I always had a belief in the words I said and the things I do, and I always had a belief that I could actually do it. Now, how I built consistency, I just showed every single day and did the work. That's consistency, baby. That's what it's all about. So yeah, what helped me build the confidence is just a belief. I know I can do it. I know it could happen. My dad could do it. I could do it. And you should be like, if I can do it, you can do it. That's all you need for success here in wholesaling. See, a lot of people really think that, I need to have this belief in myself before I can become successful. It's not it. You have to be willing to go all in on yourself and actually believe you can actually do it. Majority of people can't do it. The majority of people don't want to. So that's absolutely ridiculous to me. How much a day is 5,000 a month? I mean, do the math. 5,000 divided by 25, 200 a day. It'd be about $50 of texting. Pretty cool. Let's go, Mo. There we go. Yeah, if you want to get started in wholesaling real estate, again, I would tell the majority of people watching this, if, hey, I'm starting out, I want to get my start in wholesaling real estate. I would just go here. I would go to freewholesaling.com. That's my free real estate wholesaling course and community. That's where I think the majority of people should get started. Oh, yeah, that's way better. Go to freewholesaling.com. So I got a lot of people on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube watching this. So I'm saying if you want to get started wholesaling real estate, go to freewholesaling.com. It's the word free, the word wholesaling.com. I'll teach you how to wholesale real estate. If you're watching it on TikTok or YouTube, if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram, make sure you go. Majority of the comments are going to be on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. So I'd make sure you subscribe there. We drop new videos every single day. Pretty gangster. So guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. You subscribe. I will see you soon. I will see everybody. Okay. See everybody Thursday for the next stream. And we're dropping awesome videos tomorrow on YouTube. So if you're watching this, hop on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. Subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com. And I drop a link of all the new videos and stuff we have. And join the community. Hang out with us tonight. Have a great time. Hang out with the community. Learn. Network. Start making a ton of money in wholesaling. So, guys, smash that like button. Subscribe. I'll see you soon. This is Zach.